Hello everyone, welcome to Biblical Prepping. I'm Judith Garten, and I just want to review silicone products from the Aldis finds today because I've done the spatulas in the past. However, before I do, I wanted to tell you I recently picked up this Ambiano immersion blender with chopping bowl. I'm going to be trying to use this as much as possible over the next week, videotape the different things that I'm going to be doing. And I'm hoping to get you out a video as soon as possible on this because these went quick in our Aldi. But if you can find one, it might be worth it. Let's find out over the next week. Keep your eyes open for that video. Also, back to the spatulas. If you've seen my video about the silicone spatulas in the past, you saw how I recommended that you not leave them in the frying pan because they melt. Well, not too long ago, and I have to say this has only been about 6 months, that was my dark one that melted. The blue one, the light blue one, actually cracked up here. We didn't leave it in anything hot. We were real careful because it was our last one. And we got this here. It cracked here, and I ended up having to throw it away. I was looking for another spatula, and Aldi just happened to get these two in. These are my new purchases. I love them, and now that we're more aware on how to handle them, these might last a little bit longer. But the last ones, the blue one only lasted a couple months. The light blue one lasted about 7 months. 6 months from when I published the video, but about 7 months. And I'd like things to last a little bit longer. So I'm not 100% sure on silicone kitchen tools yet. I'm mulling that over still. The only difference is these don't really bubble like the plastic ones sometimes do if they get in touch with too much hot oil. When you buy those plastic utensils, even the expensive ones, and I've had some expensive ones in my lifetime, they also can only last a few months before they're so ruined you really should be throwing them away. And I forgot to set the brakes on my table again. I should remember that every time. Sorry it moved. My apologies. You'll see fun things over the next few months, I'm sure, if I don't start remembering. Now, I'm hoping these will last longer. However, I'm concerned about these two spatulas, and here's why. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. I'll hold it over the cupboard so that maybe you can see. These have a little hook here, encouraging you to leave them on the side of your pan. Lesson learned. I won't be using the little hook. I will be, however, using a spoon rest from now on when I want to set these down after we've been cooking foods. So these will be going on the spoon rest, and we'll be using these. Now these are actually already 2 weeks old, and so far we haven't melted anything. I do still have the two little ones from our original purchase. These are still in excellent shape, but these hardly ever get used because we hardly ever eat desserts, and that's mostly what we would use these little guys for. Once in a blue moon, we've used them to get a small egg. If we couldn't find the big ones, they're still in the sink dirty or something, but most of the time these don't go in pans. For use on cool foods, these are awesome, and like I said, these are still going strong. They're perfect shape, no stains, no problems, no anything on those. So we'll see how this goes over the next 6 months or more, hoping more, and we'll see how long these end up lasting in a future review. My favorite silicone tool, though, does happen to be this pastry brush. As soon as I see one come back in Aldi like this, I'm going to try and buy probably 2. I love this. It has lasted since our first purchase, which was right around the same time as our first batch of large spatulas. It washes so easily. The oil comes off of it so easily. I just squirt a little bit of soap in the bottom of a sink, slosh it around in the soap really good, and then I usually rinse it in the sprayer. But I also have been known to put a jar of water and rinse it really good in there, and then the sprayer, just to ensure I've gotten out all the soap. I love this tool. We have actually used it outdoors on the barbecue grill. I have told Jim to be very careful because it could melt, but he has basted chicken breasts out there when we've grilled. We have used it on just hot rolls coming out of the oven, brushing them with either olive oil or butter. We have used it on, I used it on a turkey and on a chicken. I used it to baste both the turkey and the chicken. Different times when we were cooking a whole chicken, I used this to baste the outside, and I also used it to baste the turkey when we had cut it up and I was cooking turkey legs and wings in a hot sauce. And then I was cooking the turkey breast as a turketta, and I used this to baste that as well. This is a wonderful tool. I actually have to say, this is so much nicer than, sorry, Pampered Chef, my old Pampered Chef basting brush that had standard bristles. This is much better, much, much better. I can clean it easier. It gets fully clean, and it did come saying it was dishwasher safe, but I've had people complain when I give them that advice that maybe things aren't. So you might want to test it somehow, which could actually end up costing you one if you melt it. But I personally, because we don't have a dishwasher, it's just convenient to go ahead and wash it in the sink. And it's so easy. Like I said, squirt a little soap, scrub it around like this, get the soap into the top of the bristles up here so that you get all the oils out, and then you're done. Love, love, love the basting brush. Going to buy more. So those are my opinions so far on the silicone cooking tools. Now you'll notice I don't have any of the spoons. That's because I actually prefer wooden spoons for stirring most of our potted foods. I have a habit, and I've had one since a long time ago. I just said in one of my other videos, it's actually older than my oldest daughter. I must have bought it when I was pregnant with her. So I tend to use wooden spoons, so you won't see me probably reviewing the plastic spoon or the silicone spoons unless for some reason I decide to buy some. But these products are decent. I like them. And like I said when I was reviewing these just a few minutes ago, these larger ones, although they are in contact with heat all the time, sometimes several times a day, they did last about the same amount of time as my last plastic flipper did. So that's not great, but not different, I guess you could say. So I hope this has helped in helping you decide whether or not you want to choose to buy any of these as far as from the Aldi finds. Like I said, this definitely. Now these were $6.99 a piece in our area. I did have a woman comment and said that they were $9.99 in her area when I mentioned them to people on Facebook. So, and I'm sorry, the pastry brush, I honestly don't recall exactly how much it cost, but I am definitely throwing at least one, possibly two more the next time we find them in the cart, because those are awesome. And keep your eyes peeled, subscribe, turn on notifications, because I'm going to be playing with this coming up. I have not had a food processor in a while, so I'm hoping that this little chopping jar works really well. We'll find out and what it can do. I might even try to make some walnut butter out of some of the walnuts we have in the freezer. I hear that's kind of interesting to taste, so we might make it a little bit of it and see if it works in the little blender thing there. So we will find out. Keep your eyes peeled. Blessings and shalom.